Hello and welcome to my first official posting of Search and Destroy for Black Ops, and this is a replay in theater mode, so there will be no kill cams, and I don't know how you'll feel about that, but I wasn't using my capture card at the time because I was having my struggles and I didn't expect to get any good gameplay of that because I wasn't really warmed up. So yeah, anyway, the beginning of the match starts off pretty nicely because I get a nice little quick 4 kills. I did pre-spray, or at least when I was playing it, I thought I saw movement, which is why I did that little spray at nothing. That's the problem with theater modes, that things that you see are not necessarily there in theater mode, so you look like an idiot, but you gotta take the good with the bad. The good is that you don't dedicate tons of space to your hard drive, every day to get footage. You only have to record that one game that you download off theater, that you download to theater, excuse me. But on the other hand, the theater mode's missing kill cams, the in-game chat audio, stuff like that. But maybe in a future update that will change, but you gotta take what you got. Anyway, this RC car was supposed to just get 1 kill, but I ended up getting 2, so I'm already up 6-0. So I'm thinking, oh, this game's going pretty good. I wish I had started capping. And yeah, I'm already first prestige. I'm actually going to prestige in this game because I really like this game, especially compared to Modern Warfare 2. It is definitely the best COD title in my opinion since Call of Duty 4. And that's saying quite a bit. Is it as good? It's probably not quite up to the level of Call of Duty 4, but I think that Treyarch did a pretty good job with weapon balance, map design. There's really only a few things I can complain about, and that's one, the matchmaking is really laggy right now. I don't know what's going on, but it definitely needs to be fixed, and I know a patch is coming soon, so I'm not going to rag on them too much about it, because basically what you're playing, because we didn't get a beta test, is the beta test. If you buy it on release day, it essentially is the final stage of a beta test, and then they start releasing patches. So yeah. Anyway, here's a care package, and this kill streak is the Blackbird, and it is honestly incredibly powerful. It cannot be shot down. It doesn't get any kills, but it's real-time UAV. That meaning a true wall hack. A true wall hack build to the game. There's no sweeping. It's just instantly there for, I think it's 30 seconds, and it saves my butt when I'm forced into a big clutch situation, because there was a guy coming up on my backside. We'll see in about 1 or 2 rounds. So we're down big in this round. I tried to shoot the guy. When I didn't get him, I tried to hit him with a Zeus grenade. Then I decided to run into the power station, but then I got met by 2 guys, and when you're caught sprinting in a situation like that, you're almost never going to live, so I can only fault myself for that one. I should have taken it a little bit more cautiously despite the time pressure, but well, what can you do? So yeah, I really do like this game. I know snipers are not liking this game very much, especially those that got Modern Warfare 2 first. If that was their first COD title and they got used to that sniping scene, then they're probably going to hate the sniping on this game. But this sniping on this game is definitely a pretty close match to Call of Duty 4 versus, minus the fact that the scope kind of bounces around severely in the first second. But yeah, I do like what they've done. It might be a little bit, the maps might be a little bit more suitable for assaults rather than subs, but at least the shotguns are not OP. The grenades are tameable. There's Flakjack, which allows you to take almost any explosive, one explosive, without any problem. Of course, campers are now hiding behind their claymores to try to compensate for this, but what can you do? If you're wondering where I dropped my Mortar Strike, I dropped it at the power station and on this bomb site. And you can see I'm now forced into a big clutch situation, so I call in my Blackbird, and it saves my life almost right away because there was a guy barreling toward me behind my back, coming on my back flank. So yeah, it's very clutch, but I wouldn't be so adamant about making it a normal kill streak setup because, it's at 8 kills. It doesn't get any kills, and if you're doing that well, you're going 8-0 or 8-1, then you probably don't really need it because you probably know about where enemies are. Your map movement skills probably superior. It pretty much only helps you avoid those campers and those like, what the fuck is he doing there kills, deaths. So yeah, it would probably be chopper gunner if you were gonna stack kill streaks that high. I personally only go up to Mortar Strike because it's pretty hard to stay alive in this game, even on search and destroy, because you can't really sound whore right now, which is why I'm also not using ninja right now, because it's honestly pretty pointless when everybody's using claymores, motion sensors, cameras, and if you use hacker you can see all those as well as the sentry guns and stuff. So I find that leaps and bounds better than ninja right now because people can only hear you when you're not on ninja, when you're already almost on top of them. So if you're moving, they're likely going to have almost no time to react, and if you spot them first, you'll kill them. But of course that's pretty much true for Call of Duty in general. First look kills. The first person that sees you probably will kill you, especially in hardcore, but at least due to the weapon recoil in this game and the fact that it takes about one more bullet to kill versus Modern Warfare 2. In Modern Warfare 2, if you had stopping power, it was basically 2 bullet kills every time. In this game, it's basically 3 every 3 or 4. And here I made a mistake. I tossed in the flash, there was no hit marker, so I ran in there mistakenly. So a perk with theater mode is that you can go back and analyze what you did wrong. And now we're going to watch my killer. Here we go. He's got the bow, he's going to fire it randomly, and now he's about to run out, but he hears my flash, so he waits for it to go off, and then he nails me running around the corner. So I have to admit, that's very smart, very clutch, and kudos to you. I don't know if it was more lucky than skill, but at least you were alert, and this game definitely lacks alert players. There's plenty of noobs around it. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to get used to this game, mostly because you can't sound it. I'm used to sound whoring enemy positions because I do not rely on my radar solely to figure out where people are, so it did get a little difficult at first, but going into my next prestige, wow, that's a luck knife. Going into my next prestige, I'm definitely having an easier time because I've learned, I've adapted, and yeah, I'm really loving this game. I know they're probably going to bring footsteps sounds back, the diffuse sounds back, which is one of the few complaints. You cannot hear diffusing, so you have to be really close to the bomb or have an advantage point, and that's very dangerous. But in the event that they do bring footsteps back, I don't know if they will or not, and we do not know how loud the footsteps are going to be, but it very much could be that if you don't run ninja after the update, you will get killed most of the time in search and destroy, in which case, if you can't use hacker effectively anymore to get rid of the garbage stuff that I like to call it. If you're wondering what equipment I use claymores because there's really nothing else that I would use, because I don't want to use cameras unless I'm on a team, because that takes away your UAV, which is surprisingly very useful. And yeah, I don't like looking at a stationary position. I don't like the camera that much. Besides, and I don't think the camera is going to be used very much if people start whoring ninja after the update, because Ninja Pro negates it, basically neutralizes the advantage it gives you. People might start using motion sensors in response to that. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed.